Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? So today is a motivational Monday, but I first want to, give my deepest, sympathy for my cousin who lost her husband. And I know that sounds like an oxymoron to say Motivation Monday and open with that, sad thing, right? But the thing is that we have to understand that life is not promised to anybody. It's not. And what I wanted to talk about today is, we utilize the passage, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, right? And we say that, we spew that, right? But then as soon as a problem arises, we act like we don't understand or have no acknowledgement of what that scripture really means. See, that scripture doesn't mean that you're not going to have problems. The scripture is just telling you that even though you have problems, it will not overtake you. And sometimes we are that very weapon. Sometimes we are our own enemy. And I just wanted to, give an example, right? I used to tell my grandmother this all the time, right? I used to just tell her like, you gotta, you love so hard that it's a hindrance, right? Because you don't want your loved ones to hurt. But sometimes you not wanting them to hurt, you provide this safety net. You want to isolate them from any type of hurt. But sometimes God is trying to allow this hurt to get their attention. And because you love so hard, you sit up there trying to, you need $20. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you $20, right? But sometimes God is like, no. Don't give them that $20 because they need to understand that I want to put them in a position that the only thing that they can do is look up and ask God for help. And I used to tell her this, right? I used to tell her this all the time. I used to say, listen, you love them, but they don't love you back the same. They love what you do for them because the moment that you stop, that's the real feelings. The moment that you say no, that's how they really feel. Hey, you got $30, you know what I'm saying? And some people even have the audacity to not even say, can I borrow, just can I have, right? And you like, well, nah, I just ain't got it right now. I got other stuff going on. They don't care about that. The mere fact that you said no, they will turn around and start talking about you as if you've never done anything for them, right? That's how they really feel. And I think I said this before, when I was in the military, the people that made it, I'm talking about really, really made it, was the people that had nothing to go back to. I would talk to them and they'd be like, man, listen, I ain't nobody helping me, this, that, and the other, right? So success was their only option. And sometimes we love people so much that we do not put them in that type of predicament. They don't know. They just always have this cushion, right? And then as they go through life, when that cushion is taken away, they don't know what to do. A lot of times the weapon that is formed against us, sometimes that weapon is not what we think that it is. Sometimes that weapon is your connections, who you're connected to. Sometimes the people that you surround yourself with are literally the ones blocking your blessing. Have you ever, like for me, tomorrow's the 1st, I make new goals every 1st, right? But have you ever told yourself or had a conversation with yourself and was like, okay, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to do this. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. And you start down that path, but who you choose to do life with, that you surround yourself with, they start talking to you, man, why are you doing that, this, that, and other? And then you find yourself in the same position. Your weapon is your connection. That's your weapon. And every time you keep, because number one should be self-preservation. I cannot be the best for anybody else if I'm not the best for me. But what I've also learned, and I learned the hard way, I can't be everything for everybody. I can't. What I've learned is that me trying to be the best version of me is going to come with a lot of people that don't like me simply because I choose me. And a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of people can't handle the simple fact that you choosing yourself is going to irritate other people's demons. So because you choose yourself, people start saying, man, you acting funny, man. Oh, man, you know, you think you this, that, and the other. Or they'll say it behind your back. Man, it's the blah, 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 right? And then that next person, now they're looking at you like, yeah, why you didn't help such and such and such and such? Man, you this, that, and the other, right? But you didn't help them. And a lot of times the people that's doing the most talking, they don't tell the whole story. Some people's weapon that's formed against them is their addictions. And a lot of times when you think of addictions, you think of drugs, alcohol, but no, some people are addicted to pornography. Some people are addicted to lying. Some people are addicted to gossiping. Some people are addicted to stealing. Addiction comes in so many different forms, but we like to isolate the substance abuse. And we'll talk about the people that's struggling with that. But here you are, you have an addiction. You go through your phone and it's all this type of stuff, right? But here's the thing. Your addiction is directly a reflection of your habits. That's why I'm a firm believer is you have to have a routine. When you wake up in the morning, you have to have a routine to get you started. And some people's routine is they get on their phone, they start scrolling, and that sets the course of your day. Sometimes what you have to do is you have to admit that there's a problem. That's number one. Because so many people go through life like they don't have no problems. You can identify everybody else's problems, but when it comes to you, you can't identify. So rule number one is you have to identify your shortcoming. Identify your weapon. And once you identify your weapon, work on it. And working on you're going to lose some friends. You're going to have people talk about you, but you have to understand that comes with the territory. See, a lot of times God adds by subtraction. Those people that leave you is God's plan. You mess up when God is subtracting and you still holding on. This person then called you out something that I don't want to deal with you, this, that, and you picking up the phone still trying to talk to him. Oh, but please, this, that, and other. God is adding by subtracting. So anyways, man, I don't want to be here too long, right? I got a lot of stuff in my head and listen, when I come with these videos, it just be off the top of the dome. It just be a thought from me. And I really woke up with that thought. You know what I'm saying? That the no weapon formed against me. We got to get that right. We have to get that right. Remember, God adds by subtraction. So before I end this again, I just want to give a shout out to my cousin, man. I couldn't even imagine that. I couldn't even imagine that pain. And there is even a lesson in that. There's so many people that went to sleep last night mad at their significant other, mad at a friend, a cousin, whatever the case may be. And you just assume that I'll handle it tomorrow or I'll deal with it tomorrow. But tomorrow's not promised for nobody. I'm a work in progress on that because, my grandfather used to always tell me, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. And I try to do that, but you know what I'm saying? I'm working on it. But I'm an imperfect person. And I know that. So I know what I got to work on. So anyways, man, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Try to stay cool and be blessed.
Hey, let's talk about it, cause honestly we need to talk about social issues, just uplifting my people. Yeah, let's talk about it. Come join the conversation. A connection's what we're creating. Yeah.